Really excited about today's exercise. We're taking this opportunity to do an exercise in a whole Bible biblical theology. And our text is Ezekiel 47 through 48. You may know that Ezekiel 47 through 48 in the description of the river and the tree is picked up at the end of Revelation, in Revelation 19 through 22. There elements from Psalm 45 picked up, and their descriptions in terms of the Garden of Eden that are picked up. And so this passage, Ezekiel 47 and 48, is a fantastic passage for us to use in terms of our exegesis and a whole Bible biblical theology. When we come and look at the text, really interesting features. We have, of course, this river that seems to grow exponentially as it's being described. And the idea there may be that there's a connection between Genesis 2:10 through 14 and this passage. Certainly by the time that we get to verse 12, we hear of this special tree, and you have these phrases, every tree for food, oddly similar to the passage in Genesis 2:9. And so it raises the question, when we look at Genesis 2, when we look at Ezekiel 47 and 48, and we look at Revelation 19 through 22, how do all those passages fit together? It's also interesting that we have measurements being given, and the measurements are very interesting when you begin to compare those measurements in Ezekiel with the measurements that are given in Revelation by John. Are we talking about the same temple as Ezekiel 47, 48, really 42 through 48? Is that describing a third temple that will actually be rebuilt one day? Or is John seeing the same temple that Ezekiel saw, but only in John's case it's grown massively? And so all kinds of theological connections there. Of course, the statement that the leaf does not wither, that's almost a verbatim quote from Psalm 1, and the righteous man is the righteous man somehow being connected with the tree of life. And so what I would like you to do is to take your 2 hours to work through these texts. You can use Nestle Aland and see where the passages are used in the New Testament, or you can use a resource like Snitger, which might suggest where similar passages occur in the Old Testament. But I want you to ask yourself the question, what kind of meta-narrative elegance would you get in the story if there is a connection in Ezekiel between the Garden of Eden and Jerusalem? Does that add anything to the story? Does it help move the meta-narrative along? Is there plot symmetry? Is there connection? Is there a meta-narrative of space or location in Scripture? So take 2 hours. Again, you can do word studies. You can use the index in Nestle and the text in Snitger if you have access to that tool. But write up your own ideas. Take about 2 hours, write it up, upload the text, and then we'll come back and kind of walk through the text together. So until next time, I'll see you then.